Hi everyone, today we're going to look at how to add a footer widget for the 2020 WordPress theme. And now this can be applied to other WordPress themes as well. Each of them is a little bit different, but here we go. Let's take a look. And this is our current footer for the default 2020 theme. We have two columns, and if we go into the customizer that I have open here, we can click on widgets. And then we see there's two footer sections here, one for each of the columns that we can edit. So what if we want to add a third column to this footer section? That's what we're going to figure out how to do. So first I have my child theme installed. I've created a child theme for 2020, and you can find another video on how to do that if you need to know. But basically you just make a folder, and you need to add the style and then on-cue the functions style sheets. If you just copy this code, it should work for this theme. But anyway, what we're going to need to do is we're going to go in and pull out the footer template from our 2020 theme and modify it. So we're going to go and grab our template parts here, and it's going to be footer menus widgets. So we can take a look at this file right here, and we want to scroll down, and here around line 100 is the code that we are going to be modifying. And this is you can see here it's checking if it's using sidebar, because WordPress does that with widgets. It's called sidebar, but really this is inserting footer widgets into the footer. So I'm going to just take this and copy the whole file, footer menus widgets.php, and it's in template parts. So what I'm going to do is go down to 2020 child and create a template parts folder just to match the name, and then I'm going to paste in that file. And now, since our child theme is active, it will overwrite the changes in the original existing 2020 theme. So now what we're going to do, we're going to basically copy and duplicate one of these sections here. So I'm going to copy and just paste and fix the indenting there. And now we have a third section, and we're going to call this something different now. So let's start out down here where we copied and pasted it. We're going to say has sidebar 3. We're going to call this sidebar 3. We're going to name this column 3. Just like that, and fix more indenting here. And now we can see we've duplicated the section, and that's not all we have to do. We have to go up here, and we have to add that has sidebar 3 variable all the way up to the top. So here we go, has sidebar 3. I'm just going to copy that now and scroll up. And so the last thing we're going to do here is add we're going to declare our sidebar variable here. So we're going to do has sidebar 3 and use this API function is active sidebar, and this is going to allow us to have some menu options for the sidebar as well. So after we've added that variable, we're going to go into our functions.php file in our 2020 theme, and we're going to grab the code snippet there that registers the first two footer widgets. So let me go in here to 2020 down to functions.php. I've already scrolled down to it here, but let's pretend that I hadn't, and I just search for footer or register sidebar, and then it'll bring us down to this area. So you can see here there's a link to the WordPress docs, which is helpful if you want to go read more about it. But you can see here we have a declared function and some data here, some code that is going to register the sidebars. So what we're going to do is we're going to need these arguments, and we're going to need the register sidebar function. And you know what, why don't we just copy all of this, including the add action down here, because we're going to use most of this stuff, and why not even this comment up here. And let's grab that and put it in our functions.php for our child theme. So I'm going to paste it all in there. I have to make sure, before I forget, let me just rename this to 2020 custom sidebar registration, or just anything that that is not the original function. Otherwise we'll get that critical error. I'm going to do that same name down there as well. So now we're adding the action for our new function. So we don't need to register the first two. We already have those pulled from our child theme or from our parent themes functions.php. So I'm going to take that one away, and all we're going to have to do here is do footer number 3. So we're just going to go through and kind of rename whatever looks like it needs to be renamed here. So we're going to change number 2 here to number 3. We're going to change the ID here to sidebar 3. And that should do it for us. Now we have the footer registration function here in our child themes functions.php, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to go and back into FileZilla and upload this. So I'm going to upload 2020 child, getting all those new changes in there, and then this is some of that WordPress source code. So let me go back here, and I'm on that customized page here with our footer widgets. I'm going to refresh, hard refreshing with Control-Shift-R, which sometimes you have to do, but probably not in this case. So now we'll click on widgets, and look at that. You can see here now we have a footer number 3 that's showing up. And if we scroll down, we're going to see we still only have 2 footer columns, but once we go in and click footer 3 and we add something here, we're going to pop up our 3rd footer area there, and that is great. That's just what we want. And so now we have added our footer 3rd column, and we can go ahead and start adding some content in there. And we might want to go in and style it with CSS to make it match, but now we have the HTML structure in place, and we can even have the editing tools available to make it easily editable in the footer. So that's how you go and add a 3rd column in your WordPress footer area for your 2020 theme or a theme that is similar. And I hope this helped you, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to get more informational web development videos. All right, thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.